So welcome all of you to a brand new video of our channel. Today, i.e. on January 29th, Marvel has released its first project of this year, which is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man coming from Marvel Animation. And this Spider-Man series will have a total of 10 episodes, and out of these 10, the first 2 episodes have been released today. The next 3 episodes will be released on February 5th, after which the next 3 episodes will come on February 12th, and then the last 2 episodes will come on February 19th. On February, and we will talk about all these episodes one by one, but if we talk about today, then in today's video we're going to explain both episode 1 and episode 2, and we're going to tell you all in detail that in these whatever happened in both the episodes. The video is quite interesting, so all of you must watch it till the end, and if you like the video, then like the video and do tell me about it in comments. Those who haven't subscribed to the channel, all of them should. Quickly subscribe to the channel and watch the upcoming updates of our channel. To watch the videos on time, set the bell icon next to the subscribe button to all, and if you've already done all this, then let us start today's amazing video without any delay. Apocalypse, so the first episode, is called Amazing Fantasy, and the episode begins in Peter Parker's hometown of Queens, a small town in New York City where Peter Parker lives with his Aunt May. We see that Peter Parker is 14 to 15 years old and has completed his primary school, and today is his first day of high school. But as soon as Peter Parker wakes up and looks at the time on his phone, he realizes that it is already 7:45, and that is why Peter understands that he is going to be late for school, so he gets ready in a hurry and leaves his house. After leaving the house, he comes quickly to pick up the train, but he sees that the train by which he was to board the train is not picking up the train. The train he was supposed to go to school passes in front of him, and he gets late in getting into the train, but at the same time his aunt comes to him, who directly puts Peter in her car, and she goes to drop him to school. On the way, Peter tells Aunt that if she goes to drop him to school, she will be late for office. But Aunt tells Peter that it is okay if she gets late for office, because today Peter has a great time at his high school. It is the first day of school, and she wants Peter to reach there on time. However, after this, Peter Parker talks to Aunt May about Uncle Ben, and from their conversation, we come to know that Uncle Ben died in this world too. It is done. Now, only after this, Peter and Aunt reach the school, and after reaching the school, we come to know that this school is none other than Peter's comic-accurate Midtown High School, and today Peter is going to go to his high school. Peter is very excited for this, but before Peter enters the school, we see that there is a green-colored sign on top of Midtown High School. A big portal opens, and from inside that portal a big spider monster and Dr. Strange both come out, after which both of them start fighting right in front of the school. Now this big black-colored spider monster spreads his wings all over the school. He starts creating havoc, and within no time he starts breaking all the walls of the school, although Dr. Signs uses his magic to stop him. But even then Dr. Strange has a lot of difficulty in stopping him, but both of them fight. In between we see that from the same portal through which they both had come there, a small spider comes out and starts hanging outside the portal with the help of its web. Now here in the fight we see that spider monster starts to overpower Dr. Change, and he catches Dr. Strange and throws him far away, and then when Dr. Strange is not around, he tries to harm the school children there. That monster sees a little girl fallen in front of him, and so he looks at her and goes to attack her. But Peter sees the monster attacking him, and so he throws a stone at him, and by throwing the stone, he distracts the monster and brings his attention toward himself, and by doing this Peter saves the girl's life, but the stone hits the girl's body. Because of the fear of getting killed, the monster goes to attack Peter, but before he can attack, we see that Dr. Strange arrives there and binds the monster with his magic and takes him back inside the portal. After which, as soon as both of them go inside, the portal also closes, but now because a spider was hanging from inside the portal. That is why as soon as the portal closes, the spider falls straight down, and after coming down, it falls directly on Peter Parker's neck. Now friends, this is the same radioactive spider whose bite gives Peter Parker the powers of Spider-Man, and that is why in this series too, this spider is going to bite Peter and give him powers. Here Peter goes to the girl whose life he has saved, and he gives her his hand and makes her stand up, and then after this a conversation takes place between the two in which the girl tells Peter that we know that her name is Nico Manor, and we also know that today is Nico's first day at school, and she is also Peter's classmate. Now here both of them are talking, and then we see that radioactive spider which had fallen on Peter's neck suddenly bites him, and because of that bite Peter falls unconscious on his place, but as soon as Peter faints his aunt comes to him, and she picks him up and takes him straight to the hospital. But then the scene shifts, and we see that suddenly many months have passed, and after many months we see Peter again at his home, where he is getting ready for school early in the morning, and although we are not shown the scenes in between, We understand that Peter has got Spider-Man's powers because of the bite of a radioactive spider, and now he has learned to use his powers, and not only this, Peter has also prepared a Spider-Man suit for himself. This is the suit in which Peter Parker helps the people of his city. Now, after getting ready for school, Peter leaves his house, but like always, this time also Peter's train passes in front of him, but this time he misses the train. Because of this, Peter does not panic. Instead, he smiles, and he tells himself that now he will use Plan B, and after saying this, Peter opens his bag, and wears his Spidey suit, and becomes Spider-Man, and then quickly starts swinging on the buildings. He leaves for his school, but on his way to school, Peter sees 3 rowdy boys harassing a decent guy on the street, and snatching his phone and money from him. Seeing this, Peter quickly runs away. He goes to them, and beats those 3 bad boys. Now here, one of those 3 bad boys is doing live streaming, and that is why Peter also gets captured in his live streaming, and many people see this. It turns out that a new hero named Spider-Man has arrived in the city. Now only after this Peter beats up those 3 bad boys, and frees them from his web, ties him up, and only after this the boy whom Peter had saved thanks him, and he also tells Peter that his name is Harry Osborn, i.e., the same Harry Oben, who is Norman Oben's son. Now Peter, after leaving from here, he quickly goes to school, but we come to know that because of saving Harry, Peter is late for his school even today, but still Peter quickly goes to his class, and attends class. After this, Peter meets his friend Nico. But while Peter and Nico are talking, we see that another classmate of Peter's passes in front of him, whose name is Pearl, and Peter likes Pearl very much. Or Nico asks Peter about Pearl, to which Peter tells him that Pearl is 2.5 years older than him, but still Peter likes her a lot. And not only this, but a few years ago, he saw Pearl in his apartment when his uncle and aunt were not home. Pearl used to come to Peter's house and take care of him. Hearing this, Nico said to Peter, she says that if such things are true, and Peter likes Pearl so much, then Peter should set up with Pearl. Now, after listening to this, Peter decides that as soon as the school gets over today, he will go and talk to Pearl directly. And he will settle the matter with her, but after deciding this, Peter goes for his next class. At the time of the next class, Peter sees from the mirror that some goons are running away in a truck and police cars are chasing them, and seeing this, Peter quickly makes an excuse to go to the washroom and turns into Spider-Man and goes straight to catch those goons. While chasing the goons' truck, Peter sees that their truck is about to collide with a bus in front, and seeing this, Peter quickly runs away. Comes in front of their truck and stops it from hitting the bus by holding the truck with his hands, and friends, this scene is exactly the same scene which we saw in Tony Stark's device in Captain America Civil War. Here we see that as soon as Peter stops the truck from hitting the bus, many people come there, and they seeing Peter's heroic act, everyone praises him and claps for him. Peter feels very happy seeing all this. But then he remembers that he has to reach school quickly because he came here making an excuse of going to the washroom. Now after this, Peter reaches school quickly, and we see that after school is over, Peter goes straight to Pearl, but before reaching Pearl, his friend Nico stops him, and she tells Peter that Peter is very late, and that is because Peter has already set up with Pearl. And then we also see that another boy from Peter's class comes to Pearl, and he meets Pearl and hugs her. We know that the boy's name is Lonnie, and Lonnie is the captain of the rugby team of Midtown High School. That's why he is very popular in the school, but seeing them together, Peter becomes very disappointed. But then after this, in the next day, they come back to school again, and today the teacher, who comes inside their class, tells them that he is giving a project to all their classmates, and on this project everyone has to work in groups of 2. After listening to the talk of groups of 2, Peter decides that he will work with Pearl on this project. But before he does anything, we see that Lonnie talks to the teacher and forms his team with Peter, and he does this because Peter is the smartest kid in the class, and that is why Lonnie forms a team with Peter. Now only after forming the team, Lonnie talks to Peter, and he tells him that Pearl praises him a lot, and she also says that Peter is a very good boy, and he's also very smart, and that is why I have decided to marry him. A team is formed. Peter feels very good after hearing Lonnie speak about Pearl. At the same time, he also sees that Lonnie is also a good boy. After this, they all leave the school and go to their homes. We see Lonnie, and here we are shown Lonnie's perspective. We know that Lonnie is a member of the school's Ruby team. He's also the captain, and is quite famous in the school. But in his personal life, Lonnie is not very happy with these things, and this is because, friends, Lonnie is a black man, and in the USA and North America, there's a lot of discrimination against black people. We see the same discrimination with Lonnie as well, because when a policeman passes by Lonnie, he keeps staring at him and doubts him as if he is a criminal. Although only after this we see Peter again, this time catching a girl who was stolen from a pizza store, and Peter quickly takes her to the owner of the pizza store and returns the stolen money to him. But here the girl tells both of them that she has committed the theft out of helplessness because she has lost her job some time back, and that is why she does not have any money, and that is why she left the pizza store after hearing this. Both the owner and Peter let him go, and the pizza store owner also thanks Peter for helping him. Peter gives a pizza as a gift, and Peter is very happy to eat it and goes to his home. After reaching home, Peter sees that a very expensive car is parked outside his house, and so Peter starts driving a car in front of that car. He gets a photo clicked together, and then goes straight inside his house. Now friends, this scene is also exactly like Captain America, Civil War, because in this scene of Captain America, Civil War, when Peter Parker was in his house, when he enters, Tony Stark is already present in his house, who has come to meet Peter. But friends, in this scene we see that it is not Tony Stark, but Norman OS1 who is present here. But Norman OS1 too, he comes here to meet Peter, and tells Peter that he likes smart and intelligent people, and that is why he pays attention to those children in school who are very intelligent, and that is why he has come to know that Peter Parker is also very intelligent. He is more smart and intelligent. Now friends, Episode 1 ends around this scene, and Episode 2 starts as soon as Episode 1 ends, and Episode 2 starts from where Episode 1 ended. With the start of Episode 2, we see that Norman Spoon praises Peter a lot, and that Peter Parker offers Peter an internship at his Oscorp Industries. He also tells Peter that he will have to do this internship in the evening after school, and he will also get paid for this internship. So if Peter accepts the offer, if yes, then he should come to his office tomorrow. After saying this, Norman Oben leaves from there, but we see that Peter and Amin are very happy to hear this offer, and that is why Peter also decides that he will go to Oscorp Industries tomorrow. Now after this, the next day we see that Peter reaches his school early in the morning, but after reaching school Peter meets Lonnie and his team members. Here Lonnie introduces Peter to all the members of his team. He introduces Peter and tells him that their team is going to have a match in school today, and even after this Peter and all his friends will not be able to go to school. They attend the matches, and after the school gets over we see that Peter's friend Nico brings Peter directly to the match ground and asks Peter to sit there and watch the match. At the same time Pearl also joins Nico and Peter. She does this and all three of them start talking, but then Peter tells them that he cannot watch the match today because it is his first day of internship and he has to reach Oscorp Industries by 4:00 p.m. Now, after saying this Peter leaves from there and directly reaches Oscorp Industries. Only after coming inside Oscorp Industries Peter meets some other people like himself, and the people here are also exactly like Peter. Peter is like a doctor because he too has been called by Norman Osborn after seeing his abilities. Here we get the introduction of Peter's three companions, and we come to know that the name of one of these three is Addis Cho, who calls himself Dr. Cho. The second girl's name is Asha, who is from Wakanda, and the third one's name is Jean, who is like Peter. He is very smart. Now, after some time a doctor named Dr. Whitman comes to meet these four. We come to know that this Dr. Whitman is very strict, and that is why he speaks to these four with a lot of force. That now he's dividing all four of them into different fields to work, and then by saying this he divides all four of them into different fields, and as for Peter, he puts him on energy research, and this to work on the thing. He has introduced him to Dr. Connors. Now friends, in Marvel Comics, Dr. Connors is the same person who later becomes the Lizard, but he is a male character. But here he has probably been shown as a female, and this is because this Dr. Connors also does not have one hand. Only after this Peter Parker starts his work with Dr. Connors, and he gradually learns all the things very well. But then, while working, Peter faces some problems. They get a late break, and during that break time, Peter Parker sees in the news that inside a building in the city a villain has entered and has set the entire building on fire. However, at the same time, he gets a call from his friend Nico, who tells him that her school team has won the match, and that is why they are all partying together. And both Nico and Peter have been invited to that party, but of course Peter cannot go inside that party because now he has to go to save that building. Now Peter quickly leaves from there by making some excuse. And before leaving the building, he quickly puts on his costume and quickly becomes Spider-Man and leaves from there. Only after this Peter quickly goes to the building that is on fire and enters the building and kills the goons who set the building on fire. Peter catches hold of him and beats him. After beating this goon, Peter quickly returns to his internship, but because Peter has come there very late, Dr. Whitman gets very angry with him. But then, at the same time, a security guard comes there and tells Peter that Norman Owen wants to meet him, and after saying this, he takes Peter with him. and sends Peter straight to Norman Osborn's office. Now, Peter feels in his mind that Norman Osborn has come to know about his late arrival, and now, because Peter had disappeared for 1 or 2 hours like this, that is why Norman Osborn is very angry after knowing this, and he's going to fire him from the internship, and that is why Peter requests Norman Osborn in advance that he will never do what he has done today. So he wants Norman Osborn to fire him. Don't remove it and give him just one chance, but friends, only after this we see Norman Osborn, who shows his display directly to Peter, and in his display we see that there is that CCTV footage in which Peter is perking. The suit is complete in his Spider-Man suit, and that is why by showing this video, Non-Man Osborn tells Peter that I have come to know that you are the Spider-Man, and then, as soon as Non-Man Osborn says this episode ends here. Friends, this was a video on the first 2 episodes of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. How did you like this video and the story of these 2 episodes? If you liked it, you must tell me in the comments, and if you have any other recommendation, you can also tell me that in the comments. If you like the video, then like the video, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, then subscribe to the channel quickly. Take it, and if you feel like it, share the video as well. I will meet you in some other such great video. Till then, goodbye.